In the early 1900s, French author Marcel Proust wrote of culinary time travel, of the intense joy of being swept back to his childhood when he ate a specific type of cake, a petite madeleine soaked in tea. Our memories of taste are closely linked with the smell of food. Research suggests our memories triggered by smells are different than our verbal and visual memories and come from events experienced at a younger age. Memories evoked by smell or olfactory information likely come from experiences we had in the first decade of our life. Think eating and smelling cotton candy. It's called the Proust phenomenon. For memories triggered by verbal cues, like a conversation with a parent, the original event most likely happened in the next 2 decades of our life, anytime after 10 to 30 years old. In one study, researchers used fMRI to compare which areas of the brain are triggered during olfactory and visual memory recall. Researchers found when participants' memories were triggered by an olfactory cue, like the perfume their mother wore when they were a child, there was a greater activation in the hippocampus and amygdala. The hippocampus is critical for memory, and the amygdala plays a role in processing memory and emotional reactions. Those personally meaningful odours led to a greater emotional response. Emotion and novelty, the novelty associated with cotton candy or a special meal like Thanksgiving, tend to make events more memorable. We connect food, feelings, and family. And finding food is so important to our survival that we seem primed to form memories about food. Earlier in the year, I told you about one of my favourite studies. In the late 90s, some psychologists took 2 patients and fed them lunch. 10 minutes or so later, the patients were offered lunch again and happily ate lunch number 2. Again, 10 minutes later, the patients were offered lunch and just as happily ate their 3rd meal. These patients had severe amnesia. They had no recollection of just having a meal, so they were willing to accept all the TV dinners of turkey, peas, potatoes, and applesauce. It shows that our memory plays a role in when we eat and how much we consume. It has to do with a whole lot more than how much food is in our stomach. Neuroanthropologist John Allen suggests that we eat with our mind as much as our stomach. We have a thoughtful and often nostalgic relationship with food. Many people use candy as a pathway to the past. And if you don't already, subscribe to BrainCraft. I have a new brainy episode out every Thursday. Geologically young country, so the landscapes here have been mind-blowing. We describe things as mind-blowing